Let's go DFS. Welcome back. Christian here, aka Pinchy Flacco, aka Denver Score Mega. And we're just going to break down real quick what happened yesterday for Week 6 NFL. Stay tuned. This is going to be a quick recap of what happened yesterday and what I said was going to happen yesterday. So, you got to post your L's as well as your wins, and in many ways, we got a lot of things right. We got a lot of things kind of wrong, but in a right way. So, as long as that's covering spreads and finding players, that's what we're doing here on Let's Go DFS. So, stay tuned. It's a damn shame nobody watched that video yesterday. Like I said, damn shame that nobody watched that video yesterday. The second look for this week, early slate especially, you would have fucking crushed. 8-1 against the spread. We were horrible with over-unders. We misread some things, but we were right at the end of the day. And that's what matters. That's what pays. So anyhow, we're just going to quickly recap everything that happened, and I'm going to shout out where I was right, and I'm going to call myself out where I was wrong. So if you all want to get in on this, we can do this together, and we can start making some money. All right, let's go. First up, I want to talk about that San Francisco at Atlanta football game. If you watched the video, which you didn't, but if you watched that video, you would have heard me explain, just by looking at the spread, just by looking at the general betting public, who was going to win that football game. I held my nose, and I told you all that I didn't know how they were going to do it, but Atlanta was going to win that football game. They were definitely going to cover plus 4.5. So how did I do that? Just look at the numbers. Look at how the actual bets work, and this is where you get the edge as far as betting and DFS goes. Oh, by the way, did I say something about Brandon Ayuk at 5,400 scoring 2 touchdowns by halftime? Come on, man, you got to get on that. Now, we were wrong on our first 5 about San Francisco's defense. We pivoted off of that, and we actually went to Atlanta defense, and Atlanta had one of the most Atlanta Falcon plays of all fucking time. Their defense / special teams caused a muff punt fumble, and they recovered it and then refumbled, which in the world of fantasy football, that means the offense fumbled and recovered their own fumble, hence not a defensive score. You follow me? Anyway, that's what happened in that game, and I'm really proud of being able to sniff that one out. So moving on. Next up, we got New England at Cleveland. Completely wrong about this game. New England was up for this game. They played very well, fading the chalk. Rolando Stevenson hurt late with his second touchdown. It was fine up until then, but fading Rolando was a bad move at the end of the day. Cleveland players played just fine, with the exception of Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb. Unfortunately, those were the 2 players that I was on for the Cleveland Browns this week. I did call out Peoples-Jones, who had a nice game, and David Njoku at tight end. He had a nice game as well. And I didn't really shout out anybody on the Patriots. Patriots had a lot of good. Please look at the box scores for the Patriots this week, and learn about some new players. This is something I have to do myself. So was wrong about New England going to the Browns, and if you remember, I really held my nose and said I can't believe I like the Browns over the Patriots. So whatever. So we were wrong there. That was our one loss for the early slate. Next up, Jets, Jets. What's up? Let's go to fucking Green Bay and expose them for the fucking frauds that they always have been. I thought that was fucking amazing. Go Jets. They look great. They're 4-2 now. They're 6-0 against the spread this year. Don't expect that to get much love anymore from the Jets as far as point spreads go. We're going to have to look at them in a very different way, as will the betting public going forward. The odds makers are going to get a lot sharper on the Jets. And, when people hate the Jets, like the Jets. When people like the Jets, think twice. Anyway, so go Jets. Way to go out. Breece Hall had a really nice game, but they mixed it up, as they always do. They are a really, really tough team to get week to week right on DFS. As far as the Packers go, fuck them. And, whatever. Ryan Tunyon gets a fucking 10-catch game out of nowhere. This is why I hate tight end. Anyway, moving on. Next up is my other team. We got the Colts. They pulled one out against the Jags. This was the lowest over/under for the entire week, and yet this was the highest scoring game of the week. So that's pretty awesome. That just goes to show you how you can get different in DFS. This game was blown up. People didn't even want to talk about this game yesterday, and it was like, something's gonna happen. That was basically the take that the professional fucking betting and or DFS community had on this game, and it fucking shot out for fucking 61 points with a game-winning touchdown from who? 4,300 Alex Pierce. Boy, he made me sweat it out, but he helped get us there this week. So thanks a lot, Alex Pierce. We're going to be trying to get to you a lot more often, especially if you're under that $5,000 price point. So Colts pull it out. They did some shit. We should have got more on 5,200 DeAndre Jackson, whatever the fuck his name is. We fucked up at running back this week, and we need to get better at running back. If we ever are good at tight end, so be it, but it sucks. But we have to be good at running back. We have to get better at running back, and then we can start raking in some top prizes. So let's get better at running back. Let's play guys like DeAndre Jackson when he's in these kinds of spots, and go Colts. They got up to a really shitty start. Everybody hates them, but Matt Ryan threw the ball 40 times in the first half this Sunday. 40 times in the first half, and I think I don't know what he wound up with, but he threw the ball a fucking ton, and you got to keep that in mind when Matt Ryan's in good conditions and things are kind of clicking. He's actually okay. So go Colts. And moving on, we were right about that as well. We said fucking 1.5 against Jacksonville in a game that that the Colts normally win. Yeah, we take that. That's what's up. So another win right there for us. It definitely was not the under 41 that I thought it might be, but we were bad at over-unders, but we were great against the spread, and that's what's more important. So moving on. Minnesota went down to Miami this week, and this game kind of looked how I thought it was going to look. Minnesota did win. They did cover. Teddy Bridgewater came in there and filled it up, so we did not get enough at Miami this week, and that hurt. We could have got a real sharp edge with either Waddle or Tyreek Hill this week. Mike Gesicki catching the 2 touchdowns, another fucking random tight end who fucking did something. So that's what's up with that. We were right there. It smelled the way it did. Minnesota's going into their bye week, and not really too much else to take away from this game other than the players who we thought would do well did well. KJ Osborne didn't get the fucking spike play that I was hoping he might get, but his time will come, and got to talk about Cincinnati at New Orleans. That game shook out a lot different than I thought it would. Saints were much more game. I guess I should have anticipated that Andy Dalton might want to get that team going against his old team. I don't know. It's just one of those narrative things. I don't try to take too much into the narrative, but I kind of forgot about that when I was playing the narrative of Burrow to Chase this week. If you watched the first 5, you knew that was the stack. I was just like, that is the stack. That's the right price. It's going to be low owned, and we were right. It took a little while to get there, so but sometimes your best payoffs are the deepest sweat. So that's just what's up. As far as that goes, they still covered the 3. Went way over. I'll tell you that. Alvin Kamara was good. Told you that he was a decent option. Joe Mixon was a sneaky play. He scored. Other than that, it's pretty much, it was the Burrow to Chase week, and that shit happened. So, and we covered the 3, so we're good. I did get the Baltimore Giants game this Sunday, and that was pretty cool. I watched that on and off from the other game that I was watching. I had Jets Packers as well this week, so I was watching a lot of that, of course. And you know what? Like I said, when people hate the Giants, bet the Giants. When they like the Giants, stay the fuck away. Because look what happened, 24-20. How did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. The Giants are not that good, yada, yada, yada. And there you go. You give the Giants 6 points at home, they're going to win. This is what just happens in the NFL. So we were right about that. It was Saquon Barkley's late touchdown kind of hurt us because we faded Saquon this week just because of ownership. Wound up backfiring, so tough break for us. So, but as far as Giants +6 at home, yeah, take that shit and run. Then, of course, we had the Bucks Steelers game. Steelers pull out the upset, +10 at home. We were all about the +10. That's just way too much for an NFL home team that has pride. So that happened, and Godwin was good, Fournette was good. I don't think Mike Evans was very good, but obviously we were concentrated more on Tampa's core players. They were fine. Brady could have been better for sure, and then Mitch Trubisky, the GOAT. I don't know if you know this, but the last time Mitch Trubisky wound up playing for the Bucks, he threw for 5 touchdowns and almost 400 yards. Did you know that? No. Of course you didn't, but these are the kind of things that happen in the NFL. So whether or not Penny Kickens was actually concussed and whatever is a whole different story. He was playing just fine. They were winning when he got knocked out, and then all of a sudden Trubisky comes in, so maybe it was legit. But anyway, the fact that we were good on we read that was an inflated spread. We were all over that when it was cheaper, and then it went up even more, so we liked it even more. So if you were Steelers +10, you gotta, if you played them on the win line, you obviously smashed. So the Steelers, they're going to be there week to week. They're just not very good. So enough said. Carolina at Rams looked almost the way I thought it would. I didn't think Christian McCaffrey would be that busy. I truly think they're trying to trade him, but he had a very nice game. Would have been a nice leverage if we would have went there. But it pretty much shook out the way you thought it would. The Rams aren't very good, but they're going to be able to handle an even worse team. So on the road with PJ Walker, so there was nothing really there to sweat. It dragged out a little bit, but they covered a 10, nice and tidy. I think we even got the under right on that, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to rewatch the video. But long story short, the Rams did what they had to do. Cam Akers had personal reasons. I don't know exactly what that means. I tried to look into it. I didn't find anything. Whenever players are out due to personal reasons, I always get a little curious. So Cam Akers, they're going into their bye week, so we'll have to see how that shakes out going forward for the running back. But we did pick up Darrell Henderson off the waiver wire in our work league. Thanks, Hannah Tony. Appreciate that. We ran him, and we got 14, 15 points out of him this week and an easy win. So thanks a lot, Hannah. Appreciate you. Then, of course, we had Arizona at Seattle. Everybody was excited about this game. The only thing I was excited about this game was Eno Benjamin, who I picked up off our waiver wire, played against our league and won, whatever. But that game stunk from the beginning to me, over under 50 something, and I was just like, this game's garbage. I tried to get different with Kyler Murray, didn't really work out too great. He was fine, I guess, but didn't get the leverage I was looking for. And we were wrong about that. We were just like Arizona -2.5, and that was completely wrong. So, fuck these two teams. I'm going off. The primetime game was pretty good. If you watch Buffalo KC, that was a pretty good football game for sure. Shook out a little different than I thought it would. I liked KC getting points at home. Patrick Mahomes is a home underdog, but that was just a good football game. It's what you expect to be the primetime game on Sunday afternoon. So it was a good football game. Diggs showed out. We got on Diggs a little bit. I don't know how much he actually helped us in the end of the day, but good football game. We were just wrong. And as far as the Sunday night game goes, I went to bed after the first quarter. I don't know if anybody remembers the play in the second half where CeeDee Lamb makes the first down on 3rd and whatever, and they marked it short. Then they went for 4th down, and it came up short because Mike McCarthy sucks balls and doesn't realize that you could review the spot of a fucking football. Like, that was obviously a first down, changes the whole dynamics of the game, and once that happened, I went to bed. Comes to find out that the Cowboys scraped themselves back in there. They did not cover the 6 this week, so we were wrong about that. But you know what? Fuck Mike McCarthy. He's a horrible coach. Dallas is way better than most people even want to give him credit for, and he's just a terrible coach. So that's what up with that. And if you're a Cowboy fan, I feel sorry for you, but I did tell you to hang in there, and you guys are just fine. The NFC East is a lot more competitive than anybody ever would have anticipated. I did know that the Eagles would be the cream of the crop in the NFC East, but they are shaking out way better than anybody could ever have anticipated. So that's what's up. That was what happened yesterday, and that's my video. So like, subscribe, tune in, take some of this info and make some money off of it, would you? Because I am. So anyway, peace out.